You're listening to Hotepish with your host, Dwan B. Intelligent ish talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
Now tuned in to that Hotepish, bringing you food for thought. No miss the first dish from the #1 host, Dwann. Got enough games and jokes that can last about a couple more eons. Vibes on the million, you heard right. Debunking niggas' opinions on music, that shit light. Work being done without breaking a sweat. This that intelligent ish, you need not forget. Dwann don't debate with hoe niggas. They use I feel as receipts to show niggas. Fat stand tall on opinions. Jokes to emotional haters and their minions. Need to burn one popcorn, get a drink. The Jews in the history is always in sync. Show for the real genie catching a wish. Cause you're now tuned in to that Hotepish. I know you enjoy.
Salute to Rirchard Givens for mixing that up for me. Salute to my man Rirchard Givens for rhyming and mixing that up for me. I appreciate that, my brother. See, goddammit, I fucks with the listeners to this show. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Welcome. I wanted to get started, but I'm having some bullshit going on right now. I'm trying to airdrop a screenshot to myself, and this thing ain't doing it. I'm like, what's going on, Mac? I don't know what the hell going on. I'm trying to airdrop this screenshot I have from my phone that's going to be essential to tonight's program, but goddamn it, what's going on? I think I got it. How y'all doing today? Y'all good? It's good seeing y'all. Okay, I got it right. What's up, Mr. Me, Emmanuel Heath, Star, Zuko here. What up, Eduardo? Yeah, we here, George Rirchard. Hey, before I get started, I redesigned Hotepish.com, and I got a holiday sale going on. I want y'all to go on over there. You might get some emails pretty soon, because I'm starting to really push these shirts. I want people to what it is. You know me, I come from the sports world. Basketball, I love basketball. One of my favorite things to talk about. But we spend so much time talking about athletes and who can shoot the most threes and who gets the most layups. My whole t-shirt brand is about putting the scholars and the warriors on your chest. I got some more shirts coming up pretty soon too. I got some for the ladies. Some of the women in our movement. You know, I'm talking about some more of the warriors. I got a whole line of shirts coming up and coming out. But in the meantime, I added free domestic shipping for all orders over $50, and 10% off additionally for all orders over $100. So that means if you buy 4 shirts or 3 shirts and a beanie and a fitted, or a snapback. I don't have no fitteds on here yet. I got snapbacks. Or if you buy 2 hoodies and a coffee mug, you not only get free shipping, you get 10% off your order. Or as old black men say, old black men say order. I'm gonna get. You ever notice that? See, it's something about black men. Look, I just turned 40, so I'm still good. But it's something about black men when we turn 50, 55, we change the way we speak. Y'all notice that? Order becomes order. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and get an order of ribs. Like, Uncle, did you just say order? Old black men be like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and change to all. No, it was oil back when you was in your 30s, but now you in your 60s. It's all. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and change the all on this car. We got Christmas times coming up, so we're going to go and get these kids some new toys. Why do black men do that when we turn a certain age? Toys become toys, oil becomes all, and order becomes order. What the fuck is wrong with us black men? Let me go ahead and get an order of them Hotepish hoodies right there. Let me go get an order of them the women's sleeve shirts for my wife. You know what I mean? Let me go ahead and change the all on my car to give me an order of them t-shirts. Yeah, let me go ahead and get an order. Yeah, order them. Let me get an order of ribs too. While we at it, yeah, let me go ahead and get an order. So, if I start saying order instead of order, y'all know it's probably around the time of my 55th birthday. You know what I mean? That's about when we do it as black men. We just change all the way we speak. And get them toys. And then they'll go get some toys for the children. You know what I mean? We're gonna get some toys. I love us. I love us. Man, I love us, man. I love everybody. I do. I really do. I be talking shit, but I love everybody. I really do. I really do. But love, like I always say, love and peace comes at the end of the sword. It's an old saying. That's not my saying. I've heard that. I got enough of my own sayings to be crediting somebody else's, than to be taking credit for somebody else's shit. But I've heard that, and I cannot remember where I came. It was one of the old wisdom books I read. This is an old book on life. I forgot what book I read that from, but it's true. Peace and order comes at the end of the sword. If you want peace and order in your life, you got to be willing to fuck somebody up for it, for crossing that line. And we as black people, we forgot that part. We've been so nice to everybody. We've been just wanting friends, just wanting to go along, to get along, and be cool with everybody. We've allowed everybody to step on our necks when it's to their benefit. And then the minute they get what they want, they go back and do what the hell they do and leave us holding the bag. We got to be willing to stand up to these groups that come in. They see us having a plight or a struggle. They use our plight and our struggle for their benefit, and then they go off and do what the hell they do. What's up, Tasha Ray in the chat room? You must have finally got a notification today. They don't be sending out notifications at all for me. They don't like sending out my notifications. Tasha be telling me all the time, I did not get a notification. So I'm glad you in here, Tasha. That means you got a notification. Detroit in the house. What's up? But yeah. Yeah. But yeah, you're right, Quan. A lot of that has to do with religion. You're right about that. Religion has a lot to do with it. But we allow these other groups, these other people to come around and use our plight and our struggle for themselves. And that's why I'm talking about what I'm talking about today. Feminism equals white supremacy. I thought about this because, you know, you get people in the media. Like, I don't know if y'all remember like Jamel Hill that used to work for ESPN. She retweeted a tweet from that weird ass website, Very Smart Brothers. They used to be good like 10 years ago, but ever since they got bought out by the Root, like, they ain't been shit. And they put up a tweet about 3 or 4 years ago saying that white men are the black men, straight black men are the white people of black society. And I was like, huh? Where do black men own and control the power and resources within our society? That's question number one. Question number two is, in the areas black men do own resources and control, how do they act with that control and with those resources? You can't compare what black men do to patriarchy and what white men do. It's totally different. Because white supremacy is about the deprivation of resources. information, knowledge, taking a person's history away, a group's history, a group's lineage, lying to that group, telling them they're from here when they're really from there, telling them that they have no history, and herding those groups of people into these resource-deprived ghettos, not allowing those people to get jobs or certain jobs based on the color of their skin. That's what white supremacy is. When it comes to the areas black men have resources. Oh shit, my dad calling me. Can't talk to you now, Pops. I'll holler at you a little later. I'm talking to the people. I love my dad. My dad is my nigga, man. I swear. Maybe that's why I don't have any weird feelings, about women and about what's going on with about black people in general. I got two dope ass parents, man. I swear, who have a functional marriage now. Like, hell no, my dad, he probably calling me to let me know they going off to the casino for the day or some shit. But back to what I'm talking about. Look at the areas. If you want to compare black male patriarchy to white supremacy, let's go ahead and do that. There are only like 2 areas where black men control any sort of power within the community, and that's music and the church. And we don't control music hardly at all. I mean, we just have like a pinky nail on the trigger of power of music. Even though we are the power behind it, we don't really control what goes on. But why did I say music? Because when you look at places like Motown Records, owned by Berry Gordy, LaFace Records, and the different places that we've had ownership and control of, there are always women working very high up within those companies. Susan DePass was one of the most powerful people at Motown. When black men own and control businesses, we generally hire women. Partially because, hey, look, niggas don't like kicking in with other niggas like that. Like, look, when you run an office, you need that feminine energy in there. Women smell good. Women are more organized. We don't open businesses and be like, I'm going to have all male staff. I'm going to get a male secretary. I'm going to get male this, male that. No. When men get opportunities, the first thing we do is hire women, generally. Same thing with the black church. Yeah, the black church talk a lot of shit, but it's women running it. We don't do what they do when we get power. You're right, Sylvia Robinson. Sylvia Robinson in hip hop, she was the first person to put money behind a rap album and sign a rap group to a label. You didn't see black men going around saying, oh, this is a man's environment. Women can't do this. The man was like, shit, Sylvia, let's go. So when we get attacks from feminists talking about black men and white men are the same, that's just not true. You can't prove it in any way, shape, or form. You can't. You can't show me anywhere that's true. But I can show you where feminism equals white supremacy. Now we can do that. Should we do that or should we do that? Let's get into that. How is feminism equal white supremacy? Huh? Going back to the inception of feminism, going back then, feminism back in the 1800s Susan B. Anthony, the founder of feminism, they were always working, sort of together, but there was always a tension at the same time. And when it came time to get the right to vote, it was Susan B. Anthony that fell on the sword for white supremacy. It was Susan B. Anthony that went around talking about how women should get the vote before black men. It was her. I'm looking for the quote right now because I should have had this up. There are a few quotes that she had that I do. Here we go. Here's an article in the history.com. Let me pull this up. No, I don't want to be no fucking history insider. Get out of here. Damn pop-ups. How early suffragists left black women out of their fight. In the long battle for women's suffrage and the passage of the 19th Amendment, some leading activists prioritized white women's suffrage over voting rights for all women. Two of the most prominent women's suffragists, Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Stanton, were at one time part of the American Equal Rights Association, a group that formed with Frederick Douglass and other activists in 1866. The organization's goal was to win voting rights for both women and African Americans. There's a tension from the very beginning over the priority of those two demands, she says. Black women fall out of this equation. So you see, the women's movement from its inception was flawed. It was about using the plight of the black man and black people for the advancement of white women. You dig what I'm saying? Feminism is a concept that's been flawed since day one. Part of the flaws is Susan B. Anthony's face. Look at this ugly racist bitch right here. She looked like, what was his name that used to coach the Miami Dolphins? Don Shula. Hey, look. Y'all think I'm bullshitting. Let me see if I Google image of Don Shula. Oh, Shula. Don Shula. Images. Let's see. Y'all, look. Don't Susan B. Anthony kind of look like Don Shula? Hey, that's look. You see Don Shula? Former Miami great coach, the last coach to coach an undefeated team. Don't they look like Susan B. Anthony right here? They got that same little jawline and nose. She looked just like Don Shula. Oh, dirty bitch. See, I believe in talking disrespectful to people who are disrespectful of black society as a whole. I have no respect for individuals that disrespect black people as a whole. So if you come in here saying, you can't say that about Susan B. Anthony, she's done so much. No, fuck that rotten face bitch. No. Oh, Don Shula looking ass heifer. You trying to use the black plight for white women, leaving black women out of it. No. And who is this to the right? She look like Opie from don't she kind of look like a little chubby Opie from Andy Griffith when Opie was a little baby? I don't know. She look like she could be Larry Bird's mama on the right. These people don't deserve our respect. They only come around us when they want something for themselves. Yes, Eduardo, she did have issues with Sojourner Truth. Oh, Ivor, I'm going to get to Margaret Sanger. Speaking of devils, what about this devil right here, Margaret Sanger? She literally created Planned Parenthood to get black children out the paint. Look, this is an article from CNN talking about how New York's Planned Parenthood will remove her founder's name over her views on eugenics. Look at this. She was talking about the eugenics of black people. She wanted to get abortions to abort black babies. That's what this wretched human being was about. Look at her. Dang, she look like she got AIDS. Look at this piece of dog trash right here. Created a whole eugenics program to get rid of me and you. She didn't want us being born. So she buddied up, or tried to buddy up with the black movement. And to this day, you got weirdos like Roland Martin and these people that was hurt by their fathers trying to link up with, trying to talk about Planned Parenthood as a good thing. Now, I'm not saying it's all bad. Look, I'm not here. I don't get too political when it comes to the whole abortion thing. If you want one, you want one. If you don't, you don't. I tend not to get up into that business because it's a political wedge issue. Abortion is a wedge issue, and wedge issues are issues that constantly come up every 2 years that aren't going to be over issues that aren't going to be changed, that they use to incite people emotionally to react. So I don't give a shit what you do with your bodies, ladies. I don't. But I don't like this bitch we have on camera right here, Margaret Sanger. Look at all the spots on her face. She look like a tongue. Is that a dress or just more spots on her shoulder? She look like she eat porridge. She look like she know how to cast spells in a cauldron. This bitch look like she runs a witch's coven. And why her lips look like that? She kind of look like Michael Rappaport. Don't she look like that filthy, dirty bastard Michael Rappaport? A little bit? Oh, am I going too far? My bad. You're right. Obama said she was a hero. That's how you know Obama was a bitch. Again, I'm not here to say women should get an abortion, women should get an abortion. I don't get involved in that fight. I come from the crew of wear a condom, take birth control so you ain't got to worry about that decision. But for those of you who've been faced with that decision, who am I to tell you what you could and cannot do? Because let's just tell the truth. I can't speak too much for white society, but in black society, recycling a birth is nothing new. We didn't need a Planned Parenthood to do that. Down south, them old black women had herbs. If you didn't want to be pregnant, I encourage y'all, if they're still around, talk to your great grandparents about it, their grandparents. Down south, Them women that was into them herbs, if you didn't want to have a baby, they knew how to find different herbs to do what they call recycling your birth. Woman lost her cycle. The grandmama down south, the medicine woman, knew how to give you certain herbs to return your cycle. They were doing abortions back in Kemet, so it's nothing new. It just became a political issue because of this Michael Rappaport looking bitch. So this is a white person's issue that they recruit black women to join for their own personal gains. How else is feminism white supremacy? Think about this. Hey, can I break this all the way down for y'all real quick? Who is the first teacher of the child? Men or women? Who's the first teacher of the child? Men or women? Who teaches the child more closely how to view life and how to see life? Women. Women birth them. Women feed the babies. Women take care of the babies. Women teach the babies. So, if white male patriarchy is the problem, then the solution is the mothers changing how they raise their white male children? Could that not be the solution? See, black women who got caught up in a feminism plight, you can't do nothing to stop white male patriarchy, as y'all like to call it. Black people, we can only react to white supremacy, or white male patriarchy, as they like to say. The only people who can change white male patriarchy at its core are the mothers. How do you raise your children? See, white supremacy, or what feminists have to call white male patriarchy, all of that shit can be solved in one generation. Just raise one generation of white men to respect themselves, respect their mothers and sisters. And by the time those little rotten 8-year-olds become 28-year-olds and 38-year-olds and 48-year-olds and 98-year-olds, those lessons will ring through. And they will shine through and show. One generation is all it takes. One. That's it. One. You can breed white supremacy out in one generation by changing how white men are raised by white women. Hell, y'all like running your mouth talking shit about the single black woman, how, black women, they single. Black kids don't have a father in the house. Black kids only got a mother in the house. Well, black mothers aren't raising their boys to deprive others of resources based on their skin color. That's what white women are doing. That's what they're doing. And they have incentives. See, back in Europe, the white woman was the white man's slave. The white woman was the white man's slaves. Is that Jesse Lee Peterson in the chat room? The real one? When man got away from the Bible, we have all this nonsense. Hey, look, we didn't have none of this nonsense before the Bible. Hell, a lot of this nonsense started when the Bible came into the communities. But when it come down to it, white women were the slaves of white society. White men beat them, raped them, stole from them, and if they got hungry enough, ate them. You dig what I'm saying? So when we get to America, America in a lot of ways was the reprieve for white society. White society was dying out in Europe. Disease, wars, they just had the 200 years war between the Franks and the Anglos. 2 different 100-year long wars. So when they came to America, they all got a second chance. And what happened was when white women came to America, white people came to America in the 1600s, there were way too many white men here as they were getting shipped over to America from Europe. So in the 1650s, 1660s, they started shipping white women over here by the thousands because there were too many men and not enough women to reproduce. My 15 times great grandmother was one of them. She came here in 1660 to the colony of Virginia. But what happened was, we going like, y'all know me, I like to go on a history ride. I don't want to start history at yesterday and then warp your perception of what you're seeing based off of a limited point of view. I don't like doing that. I like to give you the whole picture. So in the 1660s, 1670s, the white women started coming over here in droves, but a lot of them were marrying the dark-skinned natives, like my 15 times great-grandmother did. First thing she did when she got here was find a Negro to marry. Well, at the time, he was classified as Indian. Later reclassified as Negro. Well, he was dead before he did that. Y'all know what I mean. Since the white women were doing this, America changed the laws. If a white woman married a black man, she would then become a slave. 2, if she married a black man that's in slavery, she becomes a slave too. You know the white women were saying? They were like, okay, shit, at least we got free housing. So they were choosing with the black men anyway. And you can find this in a book by, what's the name of this book? It has red, white, and blue on it. Dr. What's the name of that book? What's the name of that book? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Birth of a White Nation by Dr. Jacqueline Badalora. That's the name of the book. Here, right here. I'm gonna show it to you right here. Let me do a screen share. The information I'm telling you right now, I got from reading this book right here. Birth of a White Nation. The Invention of White People and its relevance today. If you want more on what I'm talking about, buy this book by Dr. Jacqueline Battlora. Birth of a White Nation, The Invention of White People and its relevance today. She talks about these laws in this book. She talks about what happened in the 1660s to push white supremacy down the throats of the white woman. And when white women would come to America and marry, so what happened was in the 1690s, they had to intensify the laws. The white women were still marrying the black men. So they had to start basically killing white women that marry black men. What they would do is, remember, if you go back in history, if you went to a decent school growing up as a child, they talked about the Salem witch hunts and how if a woman was accused of being a witch, they burn her at the stake. Well, along with the Salem witch hunts, they also would get white women who married or got with black men. They would label them a witch and literally burn them alive. You can't be marrying these Negroes. It's 11/11. Salute to y'all. 11/11. So white women were burned at the stake for being attracted to and getting with black men. This is where in the 1700s, as the early 1700s come, you get the whole "he raped me" thing. Because white women were still going behind the building, getting that black dingling like they do right now, getting served up. The difference was when they got caught now, they would then blame him for rape. And then that black person would get lynched, burned, or beaten by a white mob. That's where the whole "he raped me" thing comes from. Because white society was burning and killing black women who slept with black men. Remember my broadcast Friday talking about Rittenhouse, how white supremacy believes in punishing white people who side with black people, and that's how the whole system got ingrained in them as a people on this North American continent? Yeah, Charlottesville, Heather Heyer. That was her name, that white woman that got burnt, that got run over by that white angry mob. Feminism was birthed out of a reaction to these style policies. White women, for thousands of years, whether back in Europe or here in the United States of America, have been disenfranchised, beaten, murdered, dehumanized by white men. So their anger is with white men. When they're talking about men, they're talking about white men. Black men don't raise white girls. White men raise white girls. So if she has a problem with men, that means she has a problem with who? Her father, her husband, her brother, her cousin she's fucking. We all know they do that shit a lot. That's who her issues with. But in order to get benefits with herself, for herself, she tries to go ahead and recruit black women. And through the 17 and 1800s, that wasn't too successful. Racism was so clear, black women knew not to fall for that okie doke. Black women knew her best chance for survival was with a black man. But as we get into the 50s and the 60s, that tune started to change a little bit because black people are now getting rights. And now the government is offering, hey, look, you don't have to have that man. We got Section 8 over here. You don't need that man, black woman. You want to live rent free? Come on over here to White Daddy. I got a place for you in the projects. Yeah. Oh, you want to have more kids? Go right ahead. The welfare system will take care of you. Go right ahead. At the same time, black men, your job at the factory, that job now is getting moved to China. This job is getting moved to Taiwan. This job is getting moved to Mexico. So I don't know what a lot of you niggas gonna do. It used to be enough jobs for 8 out of 10 black men. Now it's only enough jobs for 4 out of 10 black men. What you niggas gonna do? So at the same time, the black man was being cut off from his access to resources, access to capital, access to housing, access to income. The black woman was given government access to these very basic necessities. Human nature, people listen to who feeds them. Especially women. You're going to listen to who feeds you. It's not in the woman's nature to go out there and get it. She's been forced to because of the conditions that we're in. But it's really the man's nature to go out there and get it, and the woman's nature to organize what the man went out there and got. So since that very simple family structure has been tampered with, throughout the 60s and the 70s, the white women were then finally able to recruit black women into feminism. And on top of that, a lot of these black feminists aren't foundational black Americans. Shirley Chisholm is not a foundational black American. She came from the Caribbean. Shirley Chisholm is who they really used to really get the black feminism side of the game cracking. But they used a woman that's not from here to get it done. So, black women, unfortunately, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, started to fall for this. But as we see the end result, as white women got more and more gains from feminism, they never really shared those gains and resources with black women. Y'all notice that? White women used the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement was for black people. Black people were on the front lines and took all of the blunt force trauma to get whatever gains were put into the Civil Rights Act and subsequent civil rights bills. But when it came to getting resources, those went to the white women. Resources that white women never shared with black women. What do I mean when I say that? When you look at the jobs that white women have gotten since the civil rights legislation, the black woman may get the receptionist job. She may get the secretary job. Hell, she may get secretary of the top guy's job. But when it comes to the women in leading positions, they never gave those jobs to black women. They fought tooth and nail to stop women from getting those leading type jobs. They never shared nothing that they get with black women. Yet black women through, unfortunately, recently now, still continue to march with these people. Black women, like, what's her name? So now you have, what's that girl name that got a Cadillac commercial? What's her name? She took all this black, bliggity black stuff. But the minute she gets to talking about a black person getting killed, she jump on talking about, well, patriarchy. And not only racism, it's patriarchy. What's that girl name? Y'all know the black woman that got the Cadillac commercial? She fine as hell, too. I used to like her. Until I started seeing her bullshit. What's her name? Oh, Tamika Mallory. Thank you, Quanes. Tamika Mallory is the main one now. She done turned her activism, quote unquote, into tap dancing for white women. Because every time you see her on the news now, it's white supremacy. Well, she said something recently. You cannot, where did she? I think it was on Twitter. She said, you cannot separate white supremacy from patriarchy. And I'm like, okay, well, you also can't separate feminism from white supremacy either. There's a duality in everything. Playing both sides of the fence. Oh, I have a black son. I care about black men. I care about black men. I don't want something to happen to my black son. Black men, we need you. Black men, oh, George Floyd died. Oh, Trayvon Martin died. Eric Garner died. Black man, black man, black man. Then here comes CNN, MSNBC, ABC. So, Tamika Mallory, what are we going to do? You know, we see these black men dying. What are we going to do? Well, first of all, we have to understand that you can't separate white supremacy from patriarchy. And the LGBTQ people needs rights. And the immigrants need to get a little bit of something over here. And the midgets with one leg longer than the other, they're all being discriminated against. Huh? How that happen? How all these black men end up dead? Now you talking about humpback midgets with one eye larger than the other. How the fuck they get thrown up in this mix? We've allowed too many black women to do this. What about that black chick that's ahead of the Black Lives Matter movement? Those black women going around buying. That woman bought 5 houses in L.A. And L.A. is expensive as hell. How'd that happen? And then the minute you get these women to talking, it goes back to patriarchy. It goes back to the discrimination of trans. Everything but rights for the black family. Here's the reason why I say that. This is a problem. Here's the reason why that's a problem. Because whenever there's a plight or an issue on hand, the minute you start diverting that energy into all other things, the movement kills itself. White supremacy targets black people directly. Everyone else in the middle is just cannon fodder. So in order for us to face white supremacy and call it out, it has to be dealt with directly. And all of its cannon fodder. So whether you're talking about patriarchy, white supremacy, feminism, white supremacy, LGBTQ rights, white supremacy. It all comes back to white supremacy. Go ahead, Larry. He said, we got a fake Larry Elder in here, a fake Jesse Lee Peterson. Got all kind of fake bots up in here right now. Ooh, I just got a notification. My hemp wraps are coming. You know, I ordered my hemp blunt wraps on Amazon. They're a lot cheaper for all you smokers out there. Stop buying blunts $1 at a time at the liquor store. You're wasting your money. Go on Amazon and get your hemp wraps or your blunt wraps like I do. But that's another subject. That's another subject. So we as a people have gotten duped by all of these little side wedge issues that ain't got nothing to do with facing white supremacy head on. And the problem is, the reason why white society's been able to recruit these people like Tamika Mallory and these black feminists is because you have a lot of these. I'm not saying this is her story directly. I'm not saying this is her story. But too often, you got too many black women that have been hurt. You know, y'all got ain't shit daddies, or if the daddy was around. It's that, you know, that kind of stuff. They play on people who had immediate trauma within their own environment. So feminism sounds good to a black woman who didn't have a black father around. She doesn't know how a black man is really supposed to be. All she knows is those hood rat niggas that her mama used to fuck and get out the house before school started in the morning. Unfortunately, that's the situation with a lot of black men and a lot of black women. Y'all mothers came around and never really brought a good example of black malehood, black manhood around. So you get these people that were hurt and crushed by their immediate environment, and they go around and talk about it being a problem with all black people. Same with Toronto Nose Burke. Talk about a dichotomy, opposite ends of the spectrum, completing the same agenda. Oh my God. At least when I hear Tamika Mallory talk, I'll be like, man, she's saying some bullshit, but damn, she fine as hell. Let me listen to her talk for a little bit longer. And then you get this. Oh my God. This is the other end of black feminism. Toronto Nose Burke. I want to drive my remote control monster truck on her face. I want my remote control monster truck I'm going to see how it handles those divots in her cheekbones, and see if my monster truck can hit that ramp she call a nose, and I'm going to see how high that motherfucker get up in the air. When that, you got her. And when she tells her story, she told a story about, I heard a story from her where she was talking about growing back up in the Caribbean. She saw these men put these pregnant women in a tire and light the tire on fire. That ain't no shit that we do here in America. That's some Caribbean shit. I ain't never heard nobody getting lit up and put on and having a stomach. We couldn't even do that here in America if we wanted to. So she has those experiences from her childhood and from where she comes from. Now she wants to come to America and act as if this is a black American issue. So she allows them to use her over her own personal trauma. She allows them to use her over her own personal trauma. Oh my God, if that ain't opposing. See, feminism could be ugly. See, this is the ugly truth. What this looks like is an ugly truth and a pretty lie. The ugly truth to the left and a pretty lie to the right. Oh, god damn. Let me get Toronto off my screen. God damn. That is one ugly broad right there. And of course, hold on. But of course, this is gonna have an issue with men. What man is gonna take that serious? So I'm saying feminism equals white supremacy because these feminist tools are used to take the subject off of white supremacy. These feminists are being used to take the issue off white supremacy. Which leads us to this Kyle Rittenhouse case. We talked about it a little before. Kyle Rittenhouse, if we're going to talk about white supremacy and we're going to talk about patriarchy, who supported Kyle Rittenhouse more than his own mama? Look at this ugly. It's some of these look at this piece of dog shit right here. So heels, head eyes, looking ass broad. Look at her looking like Aunt B from Andy Griffith. How is she only 38 years old? With 4 chins and no lips. She looked like that old white. What was the old white woman that used to be up in she used to come on Different Strokes sometimes? Was it Aunt B? Who was that? She used to be on Different Strokes. What was her name? I think she was on Facts of Life too. The old woman from Facts of Life. This is your feminism movement right here. Where are your white feminists to call her out? She supported her white son's white male patriarchy, if that's what you want to call it, feminists. She supported that. Where are the feminists to denounce her? She looked like she just saw a ghost. Or did she just look in the mirror? This bitch right here. See, this is why they wanted to get the fuck up out of Europe. I don't blame the white men for wanting to leave Europe. And this is all you see. They look halfway decent in their teens, but by the time they get to their mid-30s, they look like a yellow shitstorm. She looks like the end product of a yellow shitstorm. Old fried green tomatoes looking ass heifer. Where are your white feminists to denounce her actions? They're deathly silent. Where are they? The white feminists don't have time to address this Bill Romanowski looking heifer. But they do have time to address King Rirchard. For those of you who don't know, the Williams sisters recently released a movie about their father, about them, but it's centered around their father, Rirchard. The man that they themselves credit for their success. Instead of the white women coming out and saying, hey, this is dope. Look at these 2 great black women who got their game from their father. Look at this blue check white feminist here, who in about 5 years, she gonna look just like this bitch. Her tweet, did they seriously make a film called King Rirchard about the success of Serena and Venus Williams? But it's about their dad, Rirchard? Why she got a problem with that? Why is that a problem? I get this has annoyed people, but I genuinely didn't expect the film about two of the most powerful, successful, and amazing black female athletes to be named after a man or center a man. You mean the person whose nuts both of them girls dropped up out of? They've always disrespected Rirchard Williams because he's been a man the whole time. He ain't never backed down. They don't fuck with you black women. Even when two black women decide, the minute two black women decide to do something that they wanted to do, all of a sudden, the support that these white feminists been giving those black women goes out the window. They don't I thought a woman had a right to choose. White feminists? Well, if it's a woman's right to choose and those women chose to showcase their daddy, what the fuck you got a problem for? This is what the white feminism is about. White feminism movement. Disrespecting black men. It's not about white women already know they got what they got. Look, white women have to keep. Here, let me tell you something that white women understand. Same thing Rittenhouse mama understood. In order for white society to continue to be lazy and have the type jobs that they can make, the type salary that they make without having to do much, is by having white supremacy. They need their white men to practice white supremacy. They just get mad at the cut that they get. They just want a larger share of the theft. That's what feminism is to white women. Feminism to white women is white women getting a larger share of the theft. Feminism from black women is attention from white women. I said it and I'll say it again. Feminism to white women is getting a larger share of the larceny, of the theft that was stolen from black society, sent back to white women. Feminism for black women is attention from white women. Why do I say that? Because at the end of the day, that's all you get. See, at least the white woman gets something tangible. The white woman from feminism got the right to vote, which for white society, that just doubles down because white women still vote the way white men vote. That's why more white women voted for Trump, pussy grabbing, than everyone else. Because when a white woman gets a vote, she's still going to vote the way the white man tells her to. She got the good jobs. So now white society gets two good incomes, not just one. White women get exposure. They get money. They get tangible resources from feminism. Black women get a microphone and a camera placed in front of them. And that's it. White women get tangibles. Black women get attention. Because for all of the black feminism that's been talked about over the last 60 years, what has it gotten you in return? What has it gotten you in return? Nothing. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Nothing, nothing, absolutely nothing. Nothing, 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 nothing. So why do they keep doing it? Because unfortunately, attention is hella equity in society these days. Motherfuckers will be willing to sell out their own children for some white attention. And that's something we need to fix, black people. And here's another reason why I have issues with feminism. And this is the reason why feminism will never work. This is directly to black women. Because I can't speak to white women. I have no influence over them. I don't have influence over black women either. Black women, y'all got influence over yourselves. All I can do is throw out suggestions. The reason why feminism is flawed from its inception is not only because of its racism that's tied into its roots. It's also flawed because I have one key question when it comes to feminism. What about the kids? What about the children? When I listen to Edward James Toronto Burt. When I listen to Ben Wallace talk, what's her name? Toronto Burt? What's her name? Is that Tyrone Hill, former Philadelphia 76er on the left side of my screen? When I listen to whatever that thing is, Toronto Burt looked like she was raised in salt water, don't she? Let's just tell the truth. Toronto Burt looked like she was raised in salt water. She looks like the first human amphibian. I never listened to these feminists talk about the kids. Because hold on one second, y'all. I gotta put y'all on hold for 1 second. My dad dropping something off my house. Hope, Star, please tell me where I left off. I'll be right back in 1 minute. I'm back. Shit, my dad dropping something else up. My dad dropping shit off at the house, leaving it all out front. Like, I just left it at your door, man. Salute to my pops. Salute to my dad. I love my dad, for real, for real. I love my dad, man. Me and my dad are so cool. We so close. Me and my mom, we close. I love my family. Shit. Now, where was I at, Star? I lost my train of thought real quick. Because Pops had left something at the door for me. That's why I'm glad I still live in my home city. A lot of y'all, because of rent, had to move away from your city and the jobs, and I get it. But it ain't nothing like living in the same city you grew up in, still having your parents around 5 minutes away from your house. That's some dope shit. Okay, thank you, Star. I was at Feminist talking about the kids. Thank you. The feminists, we've abandoned the children. The mother is the first teacher of the child. And with all this feminism, progressivism, and whatever isms you want to speak on that women have been talking over the last 60 years, you never hear them talk about the kids. It's always about what women want. It's always about, oh, women this, women that. Well, what about the girls? What about the boys? Oh, people like, what's her name on the right, Tamika Mallory, she'll bring up the boys when it talks about her being a mother and having a son, but she never talks about resources and rights being given to those boys. She'll talk about her son's father that got killed by the police. She'll talk about the black men and the boys when it's Tamir Rice, when it's Trayvon Martin, when the boys are being victimized. Oh, they're front and center. But when it talks about a solution, it's talking about patriarchy. You'll say Black Girls Rock and throw on a concert, but what about black girl resources? It was black girls, black women who put the United States, they put men on the moon. Math is a feminist subject. Math. 42 laws of Ma'at. Balance, equality. Ma'at is on the Hotepish. My little logo down here, in between the P and the I, that's Ma'at. Balance, equal, equality. That's a feminine principle. Your original mathematicians are women, because women got to be the ones that count their cycles, not men. Why ain't we talking about putting black women, black girls back at the forefront of math? Y'all feminists basically said, fuck them kids. Black boys, black men, the original architects of society. We built the buildings. We're the original engineers. Imhotep. We're the original doctors. You don't hear none of this feminism talk ever go back to the children, do you? Black children are being fucked up right now in the school system. I mean, there's a whole war going on against black children right now in the school system. A full-on war. Full-on war. Where are these feminists that are talking about it? Black boys being selected for special education and being thrown away. and set off to the side while the mothers that brought these children in the world argue over more resources for themselves. That's why I created my company, Breakthrough Advocacy Services. I see what's going on in the school system. This isn't just, I appreciate the Cash App, David D. Lee. I appreciate that. I created this company because of what I went through. See, for me, my mom was never on that feminism shit. I'm so glad. Thank God my mom was never on that. Me and my sister and my brother are my mom's first priority. My mom wasn't trying to snuggle up with white women. She wanted us to be good. She wanted us to be great. But I remember as a child, my mom always having to be down at the school because all of these feminist white teachers thinking I was in the game. Hell, even if I was in the game, that shouldn't stop me from getting my education. School is full of liberal, white and non-black and black women. Full of feminists and liberals. But none of them feminists and liberals wanted to give me a good education until my mom went down there. And then after all of my years being in school, then I started working with children and working with the school system, and I started to see how the special education system really started fucking over black kids in particular. So I created a whole company around solving that problem. School support, IEP support. Because I see every fucking day when I'm out there, when I'm not on YouTube, when I'm not on Craig Facts, when I'm not in the public eye, this is what I'm doing. IEP support. I got an IEP tomorrow to do. Because a black boy is being fucked over by his feminist white teachers. Smart little kid. He's just a little anxious because the school is behind him. He's advanced. The school's slowing him down, so he get a little bit anxious. So the school's trying to put him in remedial programs. Yet the feminists can only talk about themselves. This is how I spend my day. I would think I would have help from the feminists. No, I don't. The feminists be the main ones in my fucking way. Because those be the teachers and the principals. The feminists are the ones in my way when I go to do my daily job. Because it's the feminists telling me that this black child needs to be in special education, put into a non-public school because he won't sit down. Bitch, you won't teach him, that's why. Feminism is a tool of white supremacy. It's a tool that keeps the system going. It's a tool that perpetuates the system of white supremacy. Just like white male patriarchy. Yep. There is white male patriarchy. Yep, it does exist. But that shit exists in the white home. That ain't got nothing to do with black women. Nothing. White male patriarchy starts in the white home. If the white woman wants to deal with white male patriarchy, raise your sons better. That white man don't have to be a patriarch. You don't have to be racist. But what are you teaching them? That's why black folks, this ain't a fight. This is not our fight. Let white folks deal with their own issues. They got plenty of them. And so do we. Black society, we got hella issues. I ain't over here saying that we perfect. No. Black people, we fucked up right now. And because we're in such a fucked up situation, a lot of fucked up things happen to us, and a lot of fucked up things we do to one another. We do to ourselves. It's because of the thumb of white supremacy that we're under, the lack of resources, intentional lack of resources, because we definitely work hard enough to have them. We've invented more than enough things to be the richest people on the planet. But those resources that we create, they benefit from. White women being number one, because white women did nothing to deserve what they got. The civil rights movement was about what's going on with black people. Which leads to my final part of today's breakdown, relationships. We have to fix the relationships between black men and black women. We really do. There's been a gross miscommunication between black men and black women. This miscommunication has allowed these outside groups to infiltrate us and to sell us solutions we don't need. There's been a gross miscommunication between the black man and the black woman. This is one of my quotes from something that a quote that I came up with through my years of helping families with their communication. Relationships are built and maintained by positive encounters with others. Communication is key to this process. Without effective communication skills, it's impossible to properly develop and foster productive relationships. That's why when countries go to war against one another, the first thing they do is disrupt their enemy's lines of communication. That's the first thing that's done. Cut off communication. Hell, that's what you abusive ass niggas do to women that y'all sorry asses be thinking y'all want to abuse. Again, this show ain't about making excuses for people. You sorry ass niggas that want to go around hitting women and doing all kind of bullshit, y'all bitches. Don't ever take this shit as an excuse for your degenerate behavior and your degenerate activities. You sorry. And so is your mama for raising you. This ain't an excuse to you kind of niggas. This is a solution to those who want solutions. We are here for solutions. Both sides have been hurt. Black men have been hurt by black women. Black women have been hurt by black men. Let's cry our river. Let's cry a lake full of tears. Whatever the fuck you need to cry, get over it. Let it go so you can move on. Don't be 38 complaining about what you was complaining about at 28. Don't be 40 complaining about what you was complaining about at 37. Whatever you complaining about, fix that shit and move on. No, there are definitely smart and dumb people. Oh, no. We're not about to equivocate. Yes, I get what you're saying. Have you heard podcasts as far as bad habits? No human is smart as dumb. As far as habits, no. There are definitely smart people and dumb people. A dumb person is somebody who gets useful, reliable information that they know that they can use and they don't use it. That's some dumb shit. Oh, you're about to fall off that bridge if you keep driving straight. That bridge has a hole in it and you're going to fall over it. It doesn't connect. And you see that bridge don't connect and you be like, I'm going to be the first person to do it. And then you fall to your death. That's a dumb motherfucker. A smart person, someone who gets advice that's useful that they can use, and they apply that advice to their lives. Another dumb motherfucker is a person that gets useful information and they use that information to preach to other people and act like they better than other people. We see this shit all the time in church. I've been going to this church for 30 years. And Matthew 7, 8, and 7 says that you shouldn't be living your life that way. And Matthew 10, 10, 10 says women pull down your dress. And Deuteronomy 4:13 says you do all that goddamn reading the Bible, and the only thing you can use it for is to preach about what other people are doing. That's a dumb motherfucker. A smart person is someone that reads that same Bible and say, okay, I can use this information to better me as a human. I know I'm not going to be perfect, but I can use this information to get better in that part of my life, get better in this part of my life, do better in this situation. I know I ain't got it all, and or like this. Oh, I got this information, but I'm not quite ready to do anything with it yet. That's a smart person. A dumb person reads the title and then go and preach to everybody else about what they doing wrong. Nigga, you didn't even read the book. You just read the title. Now you want to go preach to everybody else what they need to do. That's a dumb motherfucker. Let's make it clear. There are dumb people out here and there are smart people. Both come down to how you use and apply the information given to you. You dig? But going back to communication, there's been a major communication breakdown between the black man and the black woman. Because we as a people, we've gone through and we're still going through the worst Holocaust recorded in human history. The families were broken up, sold off into slavery, or had to move away to escape slavery. And after slavery, during Jim Crow, the hell black society faced in Jim Crow after slavery. All of the black people, black men that were accused of something had to move north to get away out that town to avoid being killed by angry white mobs, breaking up families, having to move to the north or to the upper northeast to get jobs. So going back to seeing for your family, and they're not there or they can't make it. There's been a lot of miscommunication in our family since then. Black men have had our troubles with the law, so have black women. And we haven't sat down and talked a lot of this out. We got to talk about this as a people. Yeah, I hear there's a lot of black men out there angry when they hear me talk about this subject. The first thing they want to do is talk about, man, you need to get on the black women. The black women sold us out, man. You need to give it to them. And I'm not the type to go around saying what everybody else needs to do. Black women do need to take ownership of the part that they've played in helping the white supremacists undermine black society. Like Dr. Francis Cress Welsing said, yeah, black men are the primary targets of white supremacy because we have the genetic material and the tool our phallus to wipe out white people in one generation. Basically meaning we can make every child on this planet black if we decide to do to white society what white society has done to black society around the world globally over the last 500 years. Whether you're talking about the conquistadors, whether you're talking about all these new races and classes of people that have been created over the last 500 years from the Spanish and the Portuguese going around the world raping people. Their fear and their projecting is that we go and do to them what they've done to us. And if we did that, you won't have a white person on this planet within 20 years. That's their fear. So of course they target the black man first, and they use the black woman to do it. That's true. But what we need is, because women, especially those hurt women, not all women, but the ones that be pushing this feminist shit, oftentimes they've been hurt and hurt on a very deep level. They can't hear what a man has to say. That message has to be delivered by other women. And fortunately, we're getting a lot of that in the last 2-3 years. We're getting a lot of black women to step up and say, hey, enough is enough. Y'all not gonna keep blaming our black men over this bullshit. Enough is enough. We need more of that. We need more women stepping up and calling this out. Black men, we need to call out other black men on their bullshit, because it ain't all the women. There'll be a lot of men on bullshit. And I say this all the time. When black men get to the point to where we defend black society the way we defend our top 5 rappers, the way we defend Michael Jordan being the greatest, the way we defend LeBron James and his hairline, if we can start defending black society to that level, we'll get the respect we need from our women. But one thing that makes it easy for white society to manipulate our women is because when our women look at us, we got more passionate arguments over the greatness of Jay-Z than we do solutions for the problem that we're in. As black men, we have to be as serious. We have to be more serious about solving this problem called white supremacy than we are figuring out who's going to make the NBA finals, what the point spread is going to be on the Super Bowl, and who your favorite boxer is. And let's not get into MMA. We over here ignoring our women while we watching 2 grown ass men ground and pound and put each other in rear naked chokeholds on some bullshit ass MMA. That's where we got to change. Because along with great responsibility, with great leadership comes with great responsibility. And we want to be the leaders, right? We are the leaders, right? So guess what that means? That means we got to be the first one to step up and show it. See, a lot of these weak ass niggas in this quote unquote black manosphere, that's the part that they won't tell you. This whole manosphere concept is betas being led by betas. Betas that got bad relationships with their mama leading other betas. And it ain't nothing wrong with being a beta. Everybody can't be an alpha. Nothing wrong with that. But you're not going to get good advice from that. You're not going to get good advice when you're as a man, you're going to a man for advice, and the first thing that man is saying, but what are the women doing? As men, we ain't gonna solve no problems like that. The minute we get to talking about what we need to do to fix what we got going on, first thing you do is talk about, but black women. Nigga, do you want to be a woman? As a man, I'm never gonna compare myself to. Yes, it's not fair. Yeah, you're right. It's not fair. It's not equal. It's not even, right? You're 100% right. It ain't fair. Life ain't fair, nigga. But the black women, what are they doing? You fix yourself first. What do women need? See, oftentimes, the things that women need from nature has been turned into something bad. Women need safety, security, and shelter. Women need to feel safe and secure. They need shelter. And they need clear direction. If you're not in position to give clear direction, you're giving direction, but you ain't even clear. How is she supposed to follow that? How is she supposed to follow your uncertainty? Fellas, let's break this down. If you're not in a position to make a woman feel secure, that security in today's world equates to income. It's not that she's taking from you when you make more money. It's not that she's leeching from you. It's not that she's trying to be someone who takes. Income in today's world is equal to security. She's only going to feel secure when she doesn't have to wonder where her next meal is coming from. When she doesn't have to wonder if the lights are going to be turned on when she gets home. When she doesn't have to wonder if the rent or the mortgage is going to be paid. These are things that as black men, why I say we have to get our shit in order first. Black men, get your emotions in check. Somebody disagreeing over who the greatest basketball player is should not rock your emotions, fellas. I don't have to go into men's dynamics with women. I can just stick with men's dynamics with men to see where the problems is. Another person that has a different opinion of you, he's not a hater, fellas. He's another fucking man that thinks differently. You should be cool with that. You should be cool with not seeing things the way other men see them. Even if it's your best friend. That's him being a man and that's you being a man. Stand on it, nigga. You getting emotionally hot and bothered because another man feels different than you. You got so many men. I hate when men come to me in my inbox, come to me commenting on something. I'll post some shit and I'll know what I posted be something to ruffle feathers. The first people responding to me are men and their feelings. Dwan, well, I don't feel that's right. I don't feel that you said that wrong, Dwan. You shouldn't have said it that way. I don't feel. Man, shut your faggot ass up, nigga. And I said it. Yep. I said that word. Yep. I don't give a fuck. Shut your faggot ass up, nigga. Talk about what you feeling with me. Then you want to claim straight. If you gonna talk about feelings, man, go all the way. I'll respect you more. Just go all the way LGBTQ. Go find yourself another man and y'all can talk feelings. I got respect for you, fellas. But I don't got respect for no man that's talking tough, acting like he a boss, living his life through Jay-Z, and then the minute you say something he don't like, I don't feel. Nigga, you ain't in no position to lead no woman if you arguing with another man about how you feel. Get your faggot ass down, nigga. Don't ever come to my page talking about how you feel. Fuck you and your feelings. See, I'm the kind of person, if you come to me with how you feel, I'm going to do everything I can to make you feel worse. I said this shit yesterday on social media. The minute I know I got rent-free space in your mind, I'm going to walk in that dirty ass mind with muddy boots and I'm going to piss on the carpet. I'm going to get all, fuck your couch. I don't have any patience for men talking about their feelings. Fuck you and your feelings. You're right, Robert X. Those type dudes are deadly. Very deadly type dudes. I feel feeling. Remember the episode of Family Matters? Remember not the episode. Remember when on Family Matters when Steve Urkel would get mad, when he would get sad? Laura turned Steve Urkel down for the 18,000th time in a row. And then Steve Urkel would grab his accordion and be like, feelings. Nothing more but feelings inside. That's you niggas. We ain't got time for that shit in black society. We at war right now. We got the black children. I was on the black women earlier about the children. Black men, what about the kids? It's our kids out here getting fucked up by the school system. And you spending your time talking about your feelings about LeBron James. What? What in the world? And you expect the women to respect that? So what do? You go on to these manosphere channels and you argue with other loser men about how y'all feel and then say, I'm going to date a white woman because I'm going to date a Latino woman because they listen. You get more corroboration from women from Mesopotamia. Where the fuck y'all go to avoid black women? That shit needs to stop, fellas. That needs to stop, and it needs to stop not now, but right now. Not now, right now. Because it really is about the kids. Black women, you need to know that you don't have all the answers. They've lied to black women over the last 60 years with this feminism shit, making women feel that they got all the answers, that if we just get a woman-run-led society, if women just led to society, we wouldn't have wars. If women led to society, women stop the cap. Don't nobody compete or go harder at one another than women. Shit, we probably have bigger wars if this country was run by, if this world was run by women over the most petty shit. Women fight and go at other women over the most petty shit possible. Again, ignoring the children. Elliot Thomas, the Reparations Now hoodies will be up today. My bad. I was supposed to get them. I had some technical issues with my website. The Reparations Now hoodies will be up tonight. Sometime today, tonight. But women are cool with other women. Black girls rock. Black girl magic. But let a man walk in with resources that can change that woman's life and watch those women fight to the pits of hell to get that nigga. Am I lying or am I telling the truth, ladies? You tell me. Gotta learn. You get a man in your life that has clear direction, that knows which way to go, that has his shit in order, Let him lead. When I say let him lead, because he's going to lead anyway. He's going to lead in either two ways. Either he's going to lead your family, or he going to lead his ass out to a side chick, or lead his ass out to a divorce. Which one do you want? Because if you got a man that got his shit together and he's giving you direction, he's giving you instruction, and you want to undermine everything he says, guess what's going to happen? He's going to find one that doesn't do that. Men require respect. The number one thing that a man requires is respect. And feminism has taught women, especially our black women, how to disrespect men at every turn. So y'all walk around being disrespectful of men all day, and then you wonder why he like, man, I'd rather be single than deal with your musty ass. You can't disrespect men and expect to keep a real man. Now, it may be certain beta males, a man with a lack of self-respect, a lack of self-esteem. He may stay around. But women, y'all don't even like men with no self-respect and no self-esteem. He'll stay around and you just gonna get more pissed off at him. You trying to run his ass and control his ass, and then when you run and control him, you lose respect for him for allowing you to run and control him. These are issues that we can fix in-house. We don't need white people to fix these problems. As a matter of fact, we're better off without them when it comes to fixing these problems. We don't even want them around when it comes to these problems. Because if they jump in and fixing it, they're going to throw in more poison like they always do. And I'm here to help. Y'all see the website breakthroughas.org. I have consultations. I do personal and family consultations. Whether it be communication with parents to children, a lot of things going on with your child, you don't quite get it, your child's misbehaving, you don't know what it is, you're trying to figure it out. Allow me to help you solve that. You're having issues with men, you get a good man, you run them off, you've been to therapy, you don't know how to fix it, hit me up. Men, you don't quite seem to have control of your environment the way you want. You're not getting the communication, the cooperation you want. You know what you want to say, but you don't quite know how to say it. Hit me up. 323-388-3315. That's the business number. But you better off emailing me, info@breakthroughas.org. info@breakthroughas.org is right there at the top. Pretty soon I'm going to have a booking calendar on this website. But in the meantime, and if you're in therapy, I'm not a therapist, so keep working with your therapist. I'm a communications master. I fix communication problems. That's what I do. That's why I'm a certified International Association of Professional Relationship Coaches. And that's why I got my goddamn, is it down here? I got my college degree in communication studies, Cal State Northridge. Matadors. I'm not just talking about it, I be about it. I got the white man's degree in this, and I got the personal experience. And the professional experience to help y'all out. Fill out the contact on the bottom of my website. Oh, we got industry lessons. You like the new merch? Yeah, I got the new merch. Everything's in a hoodie. The Reparations Now t-shirt will be in a hoodie soon too. The Reparations Now shirt will be in a hoodie hopefully today. I think I got my kinks worked out on the website to where I can upload it. But yeah, us as a people, we need to solve our own problems, and we need to solve our problems in-house. We need to solve our problems in-house. Because that feminist shit don't work. Neither of you grown-ass men running around caring more about your top 5 basketball players than you do the greater good of black society. That's not cool, fellas. It's not cool. Thank y'all for listening. I got a show later on today. I got a show. I had a show this past. I ain't been getting on stage doing comedy as much lately, but I had a show this past Thursday that was at like a weed lounge / strip bar / nigga facility. Doing comedy takes you in the most strange environment sometimes, but they paid me good. I did not know where the fuck I was going. All I got was an address, and I was like, this ain't no comedy club. And I showed up. Salute to the people who are listening, because a lot of y'all in there, I told y'all about this show, so I'm sure some of y'all in here listening right now. But I was on stage, and the dude that was running the show had women goddamn pulling their titties out while I was on stage, and niggas are smoking blunts, and that shit was a fun / where the fuck am I at the same time environment. Telling jokes in those kind of environments. Boy. Try being funny with a whole bunch of niggas looking at a woman over there that's about to get whoopty-whamped naked. That's the kind of shit that we got to deal with as stand-up comics. And today I got a show at a weed lounge. It's a weed market that sells a bunch of weed. They have a whole bunch. It's like a weed farmer's market where people go to buy weed and mushrooms and all kind of shit. And they invite a comedian down to tell jokes where people ain't really coming to hear jokes. But they invite me all the time because I know how to get motherfuckers to shut up and listen to my jokes. So that address I can't post because I don't have it. And it's kind of a members only kind of place. So I will be there telling jokes later on today. Yeah, but that's pretty. But that's right, Amir. Like it's like, yeah. But going back to my relationship talk, look, I'm married. So who better to talk relationships and communication than someone who's still married? Obviously, my style works. My parents are still married. I learned a lot from my parents. They still married. Hell, I learned more from my parents when it comes to communication than I did getting my college degree in communication studies. And they still married. So who better to learn from than me? Who better? You dig what I'm saying? But I'm about to get up out of here. Remember this. There are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages. For those who are willing to pick up the game. I might do an incense and ashtrays tonight. People, look out for that. If I don't do it tonight, I'm definitely going to do it tomorrow night. Get back to some music talk. Between this whole Kyle Rittenhouse situation and a lot of things going on in the world, you can't get caught up in too much of the world's problems. You can see what's going on in the world, then you got to get back after you see what's going on in the world, you got to get back and relax and know that the world's problems are not your problems. The world's problems are not your problems. You solve the problems by removing yourself from the problem and seeing it for what it is. Don't let the problem encompass your overall well-being. And music helps to get that mission accomplished. All right? My name is Dwan B. Download Mixcloud. Get your t-shirts. We out. Y'all have a good day. Oh, one more thing. Send me your email addresses. Email hotepish@gmail.com because I'm putting out, I'm getting my whole email marketing campaign together. Hotepish@gmail.com. Email that if you want to be put on my email list. My name is Dwan B. We out.